I'm Chase Smoak, horticulturist with Sumter County Clemson Extension, and today I am with Dr. John Nelson out here on my family farm, and we're standing at the edge of a pond right now, aren't we, Dr. Nelson?
We sure are. You know what? It's a pretty nice situation, the first day of November.
That's right.
In a pond.
And it's great weather to be in the water right now.
I love it.
So usually we have to walk around and look quite a bit for some plants, but it seems right here diversity has kind of popped its head up, and there's quite a few things.
You know, it's sort of like being in a botanical grocery store.
It is.
There's something everywhere.
So let's talk about a couple of these plants. And
yeah, what do you want to talk about first?
Well, let's start with this. It's Scirpus, correct?
That's right. It's Scirpus. It's tall Scirpus. Maybe you can reach over there and grab a little bit. And this is actually a very common species in the southeast and definitely South Carolina. And it is a sedge. It's one of our taller sedges, but this is the genus Scirpus, and it's a little bit past its prime right now, but it's making thousands of little fruits, you know, one-seeded achenes here. And a lot of people, you know what they call it, wool grass.
Wool grass.
But it's not a grass, it's a sedge.
And they get that from the top of this seed head right here?
Because it looks kind of woolly. And it's pretty. It's a little bit earlier. It has a sort of cinnamon brown look to it.
Well, fantastic. Yeah. Well, how about these beautiful yellow flowers that are along the side of the bank here?
Oh yeah, they're very conspicuous, and this is also a native. Let me grab one and pull it up. And now this is one that people like to call water marigold, I think. It's a common name. I'm not too good with common names, as you might know. But the genus of this one is Bidens, and I know you've heard of that one from
yes, I have.
taxonomy class. And of course, it's in the sunflower family. It's got ray flowers, and it's also got disc flowers in the interior of this head. And the entire head is enveloped by a series of bracts that are on the outside of it, closed up around all of this stuff when it's in bud. So this is a large genus with many species, and this particular species is an aquatic one, or almost entirely aquatic. But Bidens levigata.
And isn't it beautiful how it goes from kind of like almost like a burnt orange yellow to that brighter yellow out on the edge of the flowers there?
Oh, I hadn't noticed that.
Yes.
But yeah, I wonder if that has anything to do with how pollinators see these things. You know,
it certainly could
they
be.
see these things differently than we do. But yeah, water marigold. And what about that shrub you've been looking at?
So yeah, that's a tag alder, which is a pretty common thing to see along these waterways. And I believe you were saying earlier that you kind of have to watch out for some wasps that may get in them sometimes.
Wasp nest might be found in one of these tag alders, and I'll just pull a little bit off. So this shrub is also a native one, and it is surely found in every single county of the state. A very, well, to me, it seems pretty characteristic kind of a leaf that's sort of a little bit undulated around the margins with tiny little teeth. And it's a beautiful thing. Produces male and female flowers on the same individual.
That's correct. And they maintain such a wonderful habit for a wild shrub as far as having that low-growing, rounded habit.
I wonder if you've ever recommended people grow this in their bog gardens.
I actually have talked to some folks about planting along waterways, helping cut down on bank erosion.
Right.
And yeah, I think it would work well if you had a larger bog garden.
I think there's another reason that we're doing this little episode here is talking about native species in the landscape. So that's a good thing too. What else have we got here?
Let's talk about this little guy that smells so good down here.
Oh, I thought that was me. No, it's this, and it's way down here. Here, I'll let you have some, and then we can do the smell test. We'll take some.
Let's smell some of this. Wow, that really popped. You might
what
have
does it smell like?
Could rub some on your neck if you needed to.
Yeah, it might keep the bugs away.
It's certainly minty. It's a very minty smell, isn't it?
Mint and bleach.
Bleach,
a little bit. But this is a plant, this is also a native. This is a little plant called water hyssop. and it's in the same family that gives us snapdragon, well, in the broad sense, the Scrophulariaceae. But beautiful, beautiful small blue flower that it'll produce. Now this is an absolute aquatic plant. You don't find it really outside of the water, but this is a beautiful thing to have. Bacopa caroliniana, that's what we call it.
And they tend to have a blue flower?
Mm.
Okay.
Bluish purple.
And it's quite attractive sitting on top of the water.
It is. I think that would be this would be another good one for, you know, aquatic garden fanciers. That would be probably easy to grow too.
I agree. I think it would be a beautiful addition to any type of ball garden or any type of little pond that you may have in your yard.
Yeah, or maybe even your fish tank.
Fish tank, yeah, that may work as well.
What's next?
So the last one didn't pop out as much, but I think it's no less important, and we found the native orchid over here.
I know, and you all were standing on it, and I had to like shoo you away from it. But it's right. Where did it go? Oh yeah, here. Let me see if I can get a good one.
It can be quite hard to spot.
They can, here, I'll go over here.
Is this one right here, Dr. John?
Where? I'm about to fall in. Oh, yeah, here we go. Now, I think it's okay if I pull one up, because this is actually a very common orchid, and a lot of people think that orchids only occur in places like South America and the tropical Africa, places like that, but it's not true. We have plenty of orchids, even in South Carolina, and this is one that really does like it wet, and you almost always see it in a floating mat at the edge of a pond. But it's all green. The whole plant is green, and I don't think anybody's going to use it for a corsage, but it still is an honest-to-goodness orchid, and this one is called Habenaria repens.
Well, that's very cool, and man, what a bounty of plants we found here within, what, 4 feet of us?
Right on the surface of the water or at the edge of the dam here.
And earlier I saw you using a little tool, I believe it was your Frotus rake, and that helps us get a little bit of a better look at what may be underneath the water as well.
Should we try to use it again?
I believe we should.
All right, let's see. Here it is, right here. I'll get the Frotus rake, and we call it a Frotus rake, Chase, because I'm going to Frotus rake out in the pond, and then we can see what we'll find. Now I got to hold on to the end of it, or I won't have a rake to play with anymore. It's got this nice rope, and I'll grab the end. Look at this. Make sure you keep a firm grip, and here we go.
So a simple little toss, and then you drag it back to you.
And who knows what we'll find.
Wow,
Look at that. And some people might say, well, it looks like it's totally mud, but it's not. Of course, there are plenty of plants here. Submerged Eleocharis and other sedge. And what we'll probably have to do is take this up to the plant press and start cleaning all the mud off, and we'll be able to make a pretty decent specimen of this aquatic sedge.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for showing that to us, Dr. John.
Well, thanks for having me out here, and I hope you'll have me again sometime.
Oh, anytime. I thoroughly enjoy it.